I have called you by name, a meditation. Soon afterward, Jesus began a ministry tour throughout the country, visiting cities and villages to announce the wonderful news of God's kingdom. His 12 disciples traveled with him, and did a number of women who had been healed by many illnesses and set free from demonic power. One of the women was Mary, who was from the village of Magdala, from whom Jesus had cast out 7 demons. Luke 8, 1 through 2. We are different before we meet Jesus. We are not the same after we meet him. We may have to hide like Matthew, maybe you fight like Peter, or question like Nicodemus. Or maybe like Mary, you have forgotten your name. Out of all of these characters, I am most drawn to Mary. Mary had many demons inside of her, and for many years, most of my life like Mary, I had forgotten who I was because of mental illness. Mary wanted to help, but no one could help her. She looked for help through a religious man, Nicodemus, but he only left disturbed and doubting. She looked for help through a friend, but he could only offer her temporary relief through alcohol. She was sitting at the bar, reaching for a drink, when he touched her hand. She looked at him and ran away, her shame leading the way, but he followed. She told him to leave her alone, but he didn't listen. He called her by name. He said, "Mary," and she stopped and turned around and said, "How could you know my name?" Then he touched her again, and she fell into his arms, because in his hands is healing, and she was never the same again. He reaches us in very different ways, and I will never forget how he touched me through my daughter. My journey towards healing began the day I found a note my daughter had written about me in her notebook. Was it by chance that I had found this note, or perhaps was it all part of Jesus' plan for my life? Was it Jesus' way of touching me? What are the chances that I would actually pick up my daughter's notebook and skim through the pages? As I stood in my kitchen in a haze, my heart was open to what my life had become. A zombie sleeping my days away, anxious, heart-thumping, racing thoughts. I could find no peace. This was my life for years, cycling between anxiety and depression. It had become a way of life for me. Who had I become? Like Mary, I had forgotten my name. It started out with a small pill for depression and a misdiagnosis. A doctor who pushed pills and misdiagnosed me with bipolar disorder. Years later, I would receive a correct diagnosis of borderline personality disorder. In the meantime, years of my life were taken away from me in a haze of pills. This is where I was as I stood in my kitchen and read the words that still ache and tear up my mind. It was her heart that broke me. It was her brokenness, full of light, that transformed me. Her words were like fiery darts of truth that showed me the way out of my numb-like coma. And this is where I was the day that Jesus touched me. I could no longer stay in the darkness, so I looked up, and he held open his hand as he pulled me close. I had nothing but my open hand, and the truth is, all I needed was an open hand. And I saw his open hand. In his hand was a small hole, small but visible. The smallness pierced my heart, a gentle hand to heal my broken heart. His ointment was love, and his gentleness was strength. He broke the clay and lifted me from the deep, dark hole. He lifted me up and put me down safely on a warm rock. He holds me there and stays with me and is healing me in his embrace. I've never been the same since he touched me. It doesn't matter what you've done or where you've been. We all come to Jesus in different ways. But after he calls our name and touches us, we are never the same. Will you hear his voice? He is calling your name. Will you feel his touch? If you do, you will be forever changed.